Engineers, artists, and producers, studio life. That sound that really moves us, studio life. Mr. Big Left who talk to us about that, about that, about that, about that.
I remember when we was at Cedar Ridge, bruh, and it's not really a funny story. It's funny now. Shouts out to Beezy. I love you. But last night, I went through one of my old hard drives, and Beezy had did this song called Run So Fast. I hope you got it, my brother. I sent it to Jay yesterday. I heard that song, and Jay was on the phone with me, and we were both like, boy, that thing was hard. It was hard. But if I told you the story behind why that song never got there, and it's just life. And it's studio life and personal life and everything that comes in with this music business. You gain friends, you lose friends. You can even lose family doing this music.
And ain't no understanding.
None, zero.
There's no understanding.
We done lost girlfriends and everything.
Fact is that nobody wants to hear ever excuses for anything, right?
Correct.
A lot of times you just kind of move forward with whatever life has going on with you, and because it's hard to explain sometimes, it's hard to kind of get through that little phase.
Right.
Sometimes you just got to get through it, and you can't explain it to nobody because nobody wants to hear excuses. Even if you told them what happened at times, they might not have that understanding for the situation, depending on the spirit of the man.
A lot of times we were more informed and educated about what we were doing because of the clientele that we were working with, and that they weren't engaged with learning and informing and educating themselves about what they were doing. It was overwhelming to them.
Right.
You by yourself is overwhelming. But you bring both of us in, and we taking your words, and man, let's rearrange this because this go here and this go here, and that people take that personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like you changing my song. This is constructive criticism, and we're here to make this song be the best time imprint for this moment.
Yeah, and it's a lot of times that you got to compromise things. Mm-hmm. It's been times that I might have thought that should have be there, or a something, or an ad lib or something, and then it not be the thing that needed to be there. So I think that it come with being flexible. You got to be flexible enough to everybody have to have a certain kind of trust for each other. Not even a certain. You just got to have
trust. You got to have trust in yourself to trust the people that you in the studio working with.
Yeah,
because we all came to do one thing.
Like, I think one time I was in a studio session with one of our good buddies, and I had this ad lib, and because I had this song that kept going in a certain kind of format, this ad lib, I thought it was important. I was like, hey man, it's a transitional harmony, Lil Wayne doing it.
Yeah.
This supposed to go there.
Right.
But on another track, he had a delay, and because of the delay and the piece that I wanted to be in there, they couldn't coexist at the same time.
Yeah.
Even though sonically, I don't.
You heard it, but you ain't
wanging to me.
Yeah, but the delay didn't play into your thought process of the ad lib.
Right, and he thought about that, and he was like, "Listen," and I thought he was being a dick. So what he did as a solution-based process, as an engineer, he took this vocal that had the delay, and he took it off the delay, and so then it didn't trail.
Yeah.
So I was able to use my ad lib, and it didn't have the trail, and we got the best of both worlds.
It's that compromise, that fine line of finding a way. Good engineers find a way to bring the artist's performance to life.
Yeah. They can do it. They could do it, man. Mm-hmm. That's what you do that, all the time,
So let's switch gears, because I know some things.
All right.
I know some things. I know some things. On almost every digital platform right now, they can go out and get the last Wanger.
Yes.
They can get the last Wanger. Can you explain the last Wanger? And we're, you know what I'm saying? Tell them, last Wanger. Tell them, go ahead, they're right there. The world.
The last Wanger came at a special part of my life when I was looking to not only evolve my sound, but also bring it back to the fold of the original energy of in which, the recording had to happen. So it was important to me to get with Jeff Peaks, who was an integral part of the kind of records that that I wanted to put out, and we kind of create these. We have a certain vibe that we create. We wanted to bring out something that could touch everybody, not just one temperament of music, but the last Wanger is just an embodiment of all kinds of sounds in different genres and different things, that represent, what we like, and the topics that are true to us and what we own, so.
Yeah, I'm a keys and codes man myself.
Keys and codes, that's another one,
y'all need to check that last wing out. It's on iTunes. Just go get it. It's there. Now I tell them, like, I think last week, the week before, some project from out the country dropped. Did you drop that country project, the Latchable project out there?
We dropped the Latchaway, so that's all part of the Wang solo series. For the longest time, I was Big J, the Frothy main. For those, you can find a back history on the whole Froth thing with, Jahan Bakari and Ray and all the originators of the Froth. So
yeah.
After that, series of my life of adolescence and just, living that whole thing, it was time to kind of take this production and vibe to another level. And, that Wang always been a relevant, phrase within our culture of, being a Vipper. So,
right. We used to say we're going to Wang Chung tonight.
You know what I mean? Wang Chung. So, all of that, so at the end of the day, we had to give it life. We had to give it birth. So Wang Solo came out of that. And Wang Solo is, a derivative of the Froth Man with his own journey, his own origin story, which starts out with the last Wanger.
I told you I picked up the Froth Man in Daytona. I told you.
So the Froth Man
is coming back. He coming back.
You will see an appearance from the Froth Man
very soon.
We live in a city of dreams, pretty women and fancy things, trying to be gangsta.
You're a writer and a producer and an artist.
Yeah.
So I want you to break those down, and I want you to give the viewers that are watching this, that might be the guy that's just starting, or he's a producer, or he or she is a writer, or he or she is an artist.
So the first thing I tell y'all is take one step at a time. Like you rarely find people who can, motor grass, make a 3-point shot, and shoot a hockey goal at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you have to work on your craft in sections. People who make beats aren't always the greatest artists. A lot of the artists don't always know how to cultivate the sound and beat that they need to have. So I think it's important if you're an artist to find your Dre, find your Manny Fresh, find that person that can help you cultivate your sound instead of grabbing beats from all over the place and you just rocking on with whatever your friends think is popping. Find your Dre, find your Timberland, find your Manny Fresh, and let him build or her build a sound around you. If you're a producer, find that kind of person that can help you bring out the kind of things that you want to bring out in your beats. Same thing. So that go back to networking. Just work on your craft in sections. I went from an artist to a cameraman to a digital guy to a lot of things. But at the end of the day, every one of those things was in sections and enter into some level of mastery before I moved on to the next thing. And then I could evolve, and you can evolve and evolve and evolve. Because that's the ultimate point. You got to evolve from somewhere. You can't be the same thing your whole life. So I done found some artists that get into this thing, be awesome artists, and then they can fall in love with the business, and they say, hey, and want to be a businessman.
I got an artist.
They just got a passion for it.
I got an artist in Cincinnati I started working with, and he sponged and learned. Shout out to Mike Toombs, True Sound Studios, Cincinnati, Ohio. One of the best engineers. Toombs was a hell of an artist. And he just, one day, he became an engineer. And he's one of the best. And it just goes to show you that sometimes what you want to do ain't really the lane for you. Then the lane you choose is going to make room for what you really are good at.
Yeah.
Because I meet a lot of producers, and just because they make a beat and then they got the laptop or the computer, they get Pro Tools or Cakewalk or Logic or something, but they don't. It's two different worlds. Making a beat and engineering is just two different worlds.
Studio life. Engineers, artists, and producers. Studio life. That sound that really moves us. Studio life. Mr. Big Left who talk to us about that, about that, about that, about that. Mic check, level up at your peak. Cue the intro, pioneer, raise the beat. Task cam for the task at hand, but yet NPC. Lights, camera, bars only. Armor bearer stand at ease. The synthesizer, name a level past Sir P. Mount Everest, mount the PLP. This shit, all about production. Knew I was missing something. Action, capturing your home or backyard. Professional walk garage, but yet across seas. Studio life, mix a track and chat at Mr. Peak level. Studio life, engineers, artists, and producers. Studio life, that sound that really moves us. Studio life, Mr. Peak level talk to us. Studio life, studio life, studio life, engineers, artists, and producers. Studio life, that sound that really moves us. Studio life, Mr. Peak level talk to us. Studio life, studio life.
This is a Peak Level production.